So we're talking with Ted about powers of attorney and how and when to use them.
Yeah, there are powers of attorney for several different things. I mean, there's healthcare powers of attorney. There's powers of attorney to purchase a property, when you're taking out or when either cash or by mortgage, or when you're selling. And I mentioned a couple seconds ago that you don't want to wait until the last minute to make these decisions.
No.
Because you have to. Usually, for let's say a purchase, if you're not going to be in town, or you're one of the parties purchasing the property, or you as the buyer are not going to be in town, you have to appoint somebody. And you got to appoint somebody that you can rely on, that you can trust, because this is a delegation of authority that's important. When you're buying, let's say you're buying with a mortgage, a power of attorney needs to be reviewed by your lender. You can't just decide last minute, hey, I'm not going to be in town, or if something came up, I'll just give my wife the authority to sign, or my husband the authority to sign. It doesn't work that way.
It's very strict.
It's really strict. They review the power of attorney. They make sure the language is there. It has to be specific language. It has to be specific to the property and the mortgage company. Typically, the loan amount has to be there, and maybe a certain duration of the power of attorney needs to be, because it needs to be able to expire within a period of time. The same thing with the sale of a property. It's usually signed for a. I'm taking institutional closings, like a bank-owned closing out of the conversation.
Yeah.
Where powers of attorney on those types of things are usually used to sign deeds, but in a traditional closing, that we would handle, you would typically have that power of attorney signed with the other seller's docs all at once, and then usually a few days or a week or who knows how long ahead of time. If it's being used to sign a deed, then you need the original back, because the original needs to get recorded with the deed. If the on a purchase, if you're using, let's say you're giving your wife, your spouse, the authority to sign on your behalf on a mortgage, you need that original power of attorney back, because the closing attorney will have to record that power of attorney at the closing with the mortgage. So without that, then there's an issue for the lender, there's an issue for the sale, and it goes on and on. Also, one more thing that I'd like to mention, is healthcare powers of attorney. They're not the same thing as powers of attorney for real estate purposes. No, there's a provision in them. You have these things signed well in advance of somebody
like
having an issue.
Dementia, or
Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
You see that a lot, and so a couple things that are important to point out is that if the document we're presuming was properly prepared, by an attorney that covers all the healthcare issues and also real estate matters, it needs to be durable. Then we would need the original for the closing. Okay.
Yeah.
We have to record it, we're in the town, the municipality where that property is located.